This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
First down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, thought about the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. He hits Cooper again.
Welcome to episode 255 Hoosier Happy Hour podcast. I'm here. You know me. I'm Braggley. Seth is always here. I feel like Seth just stays on the streaming platform, the recording platform, stays on it all the time. Seth, what's up?
Be ready so you never have to get ready.
Yes. Exactly. That's it.
I hate myself sometimes. All right.
Not with us, if you can't tell, is Brandon. One of these days we'll figure out how to do all three of us again at some point. But I don't blame him. I honestly didn't know what we were preparing ourselves for until today when I Googled who was next on our schedule, and I got very disappointed. So you can tell by the podcast name, because you clicked on it, that we are here to talk about the game at Maryland. We will get into that, but if you haven't noticed, IU football has made some national waves, I guess you would say, in the social media realm, as well as just really anywhere. I mean, Coach Signetti was asked some pretty pointed questions in his press conference at Big Ten Media Days. Seth, as an outsider, kind of, what have you seen? We'll talk about the schedule in a minute, and I'll give my opinion on it. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. What have you seen? And this has got to be the typical motto of any exposure is good exposure, right?
Oh, see, you were talking exposure. I was about to talk circle jerks. So,
okay.
So we're at least in the same realm there, I guess. So here's my beef. I do not watch these preseason press conferences. I think they are, as previously mentioned, fast forward 10 seconds, circle jerks. These are all just back padding. This is all just an excuse to go stay at a hotel for a couple of days and say nice things about your team on the university dime.
In Vegas this year.
Oh, shoot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the only thing I saw was what you sent me, and then I saw a Mike Locksley quote that drove me bananas. So between those two things, that's all I saw. So yeah, you might want to ask a follow-up question based off of that. But yes, any press is good press, all that jazz. So do you want to say what the issue was, or
So obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you've seen it, you've heard it. Somebody said something to you. Somebody sent you a text. You've been talking to somebody on the golf course, on the phone, at work, wherever. Somebody has mentioned
Paul. They ain't scheduling nobody up there. Paul. No,
this is the wrong show caller.
Oh.
I hate that show. I will never listen to that. I've heard clips and it's just awful. So let me read some names, and I'll tell you what it is when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to read some names. I'm not sure if these are in order, but I'm going to read them. These are football teams in college. Ready? Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri, Ole Miss, Auburn, Penn State, Maryland, Texas Tech. Do you know what they all have in common? That's 1, 2, 3, 4,
10.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, and of which of the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are SEC teams. Do you know what they have in common, those teams?
Yeah, I saw this. It is, what is it, worst non-conference schedule?
The easiest non-conference schedule. One of them is the team we're going to talk about today. Another one is a team we will talk about in Penn State at some point. I am so tired of hearing about how we dropped Virginia as if Virginia were some sort of powerhouse program, like we were running scared from Virginia, who I'm pretty sure we are 2-1 against in the last.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right?
So it's Virginia.
So yes. So the big part of it, the big part from the presser was where, and everybody got all butthurt about it in the national media, was where Cignetti said that he just took the SEC style scheduling and went that way. Here's the way I look at it. And I've said this to you, and I've probably beaten you over the head with it enough. Until they bring strength of schedule into, or strength of non-conference schedule, really, into the college football playoff selection process, why would you schedule major Power 4 programs in the non-conference? Granted, unless it's a rivalry game, i.e. Iowa State, right? So why do you do that?
You're right. Okay. You're right. I said it. There you go. Have your nod. Take your sip of drink. There you go. Yep.
Tequila, you're right. National Tequila Day today.
Sig, he's also right. There's no point. You take the SEC scheduling, go for it. And it's a nice little tongue-in-cheek, gets you in the paper, you poke the bear a little bit. It's all in good fun. And you're right in that it makes good sense. It's, if you're going to win, the goal is always to get to 6 games. The Big Ten 9-game schedule is a slog, so you need to front load the hell out of those 3. And again, it's not running from Virginia. Oh my goodness. If it was Bama, LSU, even Arkansas, or I don't know, you can talk your way into being like, yeah, we don't need to play that. Maybe it's a little bit of a running away from. Sure, I get it. But it's Virginia, who hasn't beaten anybody of consequence in a decade. So yeah. I don't see that. And then there's the other side of it, which I'm a little bit on, that I'll put 2 different sides of. Is one, I love those rivalry games. I mean, if I can watch Nebraska and Colorado non-conference, I'm going to do it. If I can watch Iowa,
Purdue, Notre Dame,
State,
Michigan, Notre Dame. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Those are games I want to see. They draw my eyeballs. I don't get jazzed up except for the money line when I see Eastern Michigan versus Michigan. I see the minus 42.5 and I go, ooh, I can make some money, which means I can lose some money. But those are the kinds of things I look at. I don't get excited about it from getting my ass in front of a TV and making an appointment viewing like I would for Notre Dame, Michigan, those kinds of matchups in the interconference.
And then there's real Chicago at the end.
I know when I run out of steam there. And then the other side of it is, if you're Sig, you say all press is good press. They're testing that theory right now. But they say, the only backside of this is, buddy, you got to back it up now. You're putting a little bit of a bullseye on your chest and saying, come get us, come get us. And when we've looked at the schedule, there's a lot of winnable games. There's some 50-50, 60-40 games that, you string enough of those together, you can have a really phenomenal season. But if a couple of those go the wrong way, if injuries kind of stack against you, all of a sudden, if you end up 5-7, oh boy, you got some embarrassment on your face there.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing that turns into negative press. And when you have all the momentum in the world, all the positive energy on your back, to all of a sudden start slinging arrows and kind of testing the fate of karma, I would just err on the side of generic coach speak, especially in these circle jerks.
Okay. I just want to give some people some context, right? So I doubt everybody is dove into the Tennessee schedule, the Georgia schedule, right? The bigger names on that list: Tennessee, Georgia, Ole Miss, Penn State. Penn State, I can tell you, has got, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that they've got a road, quote unquote, road game against Villanova, which is at, did they still call it the Link? It's not the Link anymore, right?
Lincoln Financial, right? Yeah.
It's at the Link, the Eagles Stadium, which will be 90% Penn State fans anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let me read something. Tennessee plays Syracuse. You might say, oh, Syracuse, right? Big Power 4 school, 5.5 wins over under for the season. That's what's coming up. You know who else has 5.5 wins over under on the season? Old Dominion. So they've got Syracuse, Eastern Tennessee State. Are they FCS or FBS? They're FBS.
C.
Okay, C, right?
Yeah, that's
UAB down. And New Mexico State. Those are their 4 non-conference games. Okay, let's go to Georgia. Now, Georgia has a rivalry game. Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, not supposed to be great this year. So they've also
historically for the last 2 decades have been down. I mean, this is
they've got Marshall at home, Austin P at home, Charlotte at home. They finished the season. Charlotte at home, Georgia Tech at home. That's how they finished the season. Ole Miss, and then we'll get done. We'll be done. I want to give Penn State's, and then we'll be done. Ole Miss's schedule. They've got Georgia State, Tulane, tough game, right?
Well, their quarterback's gone, but they still should be decent. Yeah.
So Tulane, decent game. Georgia.
Oh wait,
State,
Tulane just got the BYU transfer, Retzlaff.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Washington State, who is a bad team.
Yeah.
And the Citadel,
which
is an FCS
small
team.
Ball school. Yep.
Penn State's schedule. Bear with me as we do this real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. Penn State's got Nevada at home, FIU at home, and Villanova at home. Nevada's down. FIU's, I think, 3.5 wins over under. They're not good teams, and Villanova is Indiana State. That's
just scrolling to the bottom of the list, you see Maryland, FAU, Northern Illinois, and Towson.
Oh yeah, I was going to save that for a schedule.
I don't know why I added D to Towson, but
Towson is a rivalry game. That's a rivalry
right,
game.
Yeah, that's another Maryland. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I'm tired of it, man. It's just it's a reason for people to get upset. But it's got IU in the news.
It's outrage theater, just like anything else is. Yep.
I loved the way Sig approached it in the press conference. I thought it was great. And yeah, that's it. So let's move on. There's a ton of stuff going on with the program. We'll wrap it up. Brandon wants to talk more about it. He can talk more about it next time he's on. Let's get into game number 9. It's at Maryland. Unless you have anything else to add.
No, let's go.
Schedule talk. All right. Game number 9 at Maryland. It's Saturday, November 1st. And I have written down here the Empty Ass Stadium.
It's some alphabet soup bank now or something like SECU maybe. It's something like
right.
that.
Sounds right. It's gonna be empty, but
hold on.
Empty stadium.
Yep. Go for it. Keep talking.
Don't know what time. Don't know what channel.
I was right. SECU. Hey, look at that.
This has 12 noon Big Ten Network written all over it, but we're not going to play the Brandon game. We'll see. Series history, Maryland 5, IU 8, another one of those fun ones where we're actually winning the series history on that. Previous matchup last year, everybody might remember this. Maryland 28, IU 42 in Bloomington. Played in the rain. One of the more fun games I've seen live there in a while. Some spotty, decent rainfall, but for the most part, a decent little mist for the majority of the game. Really good, fun back and forth first half. It wasn't fun as a fan, but as a neutral, 28-21 at halftime is a great game to watch. And then IU just dominated them in the second half. I mean, Billy Edwards had a big so part of their 21 points. One of them was Edwards was getting sacked and just kind of threw it into the end zone. And it was a tip around juggle ball that was caught for a touchdown. Hemby, now a Hoosier, had a big rushing touchdown, which then we followed up with a long drive and a touchdown to Surratt with like 45 seconds left at the end of the first half. So good way to finish the half, and then came out hot and put them away, and they scored late to make it 28-42. So IU's on a 1-game winning streak in the series. The largest margin of victory was probably, and it might have happened before this, Seth, but was this the Tom Allen is finished game in 2023, the 44-17 loss at Maryland?
I think it was. I'm trying to pull it up. How I remember it being middle
They
late
came
in the
out
season.
Yeah. They came out hot too. I think they were up like 21 zip quick. We couldn't
Right.
move the football. It was bad. I think we got it to 21-7, and then they came like right back down and scored again. I think. I try not to remember this game, but I think that's how that kind of went.
This was September still. This put Maryland to 5-0 and dropped Indiana to 2-3. This was the oh shit, we got nothing game. This was we thought we were still like, it was 2-2, and there was a chance that it was like, oh, things weren't breaking our way, and this was like oh no, this ain't it. It's the wheels have fallen off.
Yep. I know that game. Okay, so enough of that one. This is where we're going to kind of go a little bit off track, because I don't think we're going to talk about a coach, maybe James Franklin, but I don't know if we'll talk about a coach more than what we're about to talk about a coach. This is going to shock a lot of people, Seth.
Yeah.
Mike Locksley, the coach, he's still there. He's going into his 7th season with a record of 33-41. A career record. This is amazing. And I didn't triple check it, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. A career record of 35-67. That's, remember, 33-41 at Maryland. Career 35-67. 6 seasons with Maryland. He had 1 interim stint in 2015 with Maryland as well. 2 years at New Mexico. As a head coach, awful. But 3-0 in bowl games. Tell me how this guy still has a job, Seth.
Oh boy. Okay. Here. I'm going to blow my sack. I am going to potentially also blow most of my season in review. All right here. I mean, this is just gold mine territory. What the hell, man? I thought there was no way on a 4-8 season last year that he was going to make it through. 4-8, 1-8 in conference.
I do have an answer to that question, by the way. If you,
please do. I want to hear what. Answer. If you don't, you answer it. I don't. I was just rhetorical. You.
No, I gotta get it pulled up. I gotta get it.
Oh, okay.
Go
All
ahead.
Right. So 4-8, 1-8 in conference. Every player of consequence from last year either graduated or transferred out. Edwards is on, generic Big Ten middling team.com. Thank you. Yep. Hemby's a Hoosier. There is no other program in the Big Ten that has less sex appeal, less energy, less give a shit right now than the Maryland Terrapin program. That includes Purdue, and I'm not excited about Barry Odom. There is nothing I am jazzed about right now about Purdue, but I can at least sell myself on the fact that this guy is a first year coach. He's had to implement a program. And there's some hope of like, oh, it might be new, cool, whatever. He did okay at UNLV. We got a lame duck coach here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a coach that I am anticipating. I will go ahead and proclaim this right now. IU will likely be the final game that he coaches at Maryland.
Wow.
I do not see a chance in hell of him making it through the season. I was shocked that he made it through last season. Then he comes out in the glorified Las Vegas circle jerk. And instead of showing gratitude for getting one more shot, vowing to, really right the ship this time, saying, oh, I got the guys who are going to bring me to the promised land. I'm going to restore the Maryland football to what it was, I guess, a couple times in the last 20 years. But instead, he says something along the lines of, well, I lost the locker room last year when I decided to pay players, and they didn't like that.
Unbelievable.
How do you what
do you
all
mean?
Those players are yes, what I lost the locker room? Who admits that? In a softball, glitz and glam. Yep. Yeah. And he comes up with, I lost the locker room because I had to pay my players and I chose wrong. Are you kidding me? And who wants to play? And now you're going to get guys in 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks to go out there and run through a brick wall for you because you lost the locker room last year and you need them to save your job. Like, what rallying cry is that? What are you doing? And when you start looking at the schedule, of course, you expect them to win those 3 non-conference games. They should win them. I don't think it's a guarantee. I think there's a chance they may go 2-1.
There's a team on there that might take them.
But if they end up going 3-0, fine, good, whatever. Then at Wisconsin, they're not going to win that game.
You just want to do the schedule? You want to do the schedule?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. You tell me. So remember, we've got easy 50-50 tough loss. That's what I've got in here. I've got 4 automatic losses. I have 2 easy wins. That's it.
Yeah.
So the rest of them are either 50-50 or what I would consider a tough game. So FAU win.
They should
right?
win that. Yes.
Here's one of them that's going to be a tough one. Northern Illinois.
And Northern Illinois has been down a little bit. They've been inconsistent lately.
Yes, 6.5 over under on their season.
I wouldn't put it at. I don't think this is a guarantee game at all.
No.
I put this right in the 50-50 category. Towson, they should win. Yep.
Towson,
Absolutely.
they will get right. That's their get right game right before they go on the road to Wisconsin.
Absolute shellacking. There is no way Wisconsin doesn't have at least 40 minutes of time in possession in that game.
Yes. Back-to-back Washington and Nebraska at home.
Washington, they convince themselves they have a chance. They don't.
If they play at noon, if they play Washington at noon,
that is their only chance. Yes. Nebraska, no chance. There's just no. I don't believe in the coaching staff. I don't believe in the quarterback at Nebraska. I believe less in both of them at Maryland.
Yes. At UCLA following that.
So now best case scenario, you're 3-3 heading to Los Angeles. Best case scenario.
So I think they leave Los Angeles with a loss. Then they go to a bye week. Maybe it happens there, depending on what happens at UCLA.
I think they get shellacked at UCLA against a not very good UCLA team.
He might be done then, because then you got a bye week. You bring in your interim, whatever. Then they've got IU at home,
which I think is an absolute blowout. I think this is a 45-14 game.
I hope so. They're at Rutgers and at Illinois back-to-back.
Illinois
Rutgers could be a win.
Yeah. Rutgers is a 50-50 game, but at Rutgers, I'd probably put it closer to 60-40. Again, I trust Schiano more than Locksley.
Yes.
Illinois, again, you and I aren't sold on them. I don't think Brandon's sold on them either. But again, we can trust Altmaier. We can trust Bielema. They're known quantities. We've seen them enough. We would think that at Illinois, not exactly a tough environment, but still, Maryland's not a good travel team.
Let me clarify something. I'm not sold on Illinois being a top 10 team.
Or even top 15. Yeah. The top 15 narrative. Yes.
Are they a good football team? They're going to win 9 games, maybe? Probably. Yes.
Yeah. 8 or 9 games is perfectly reasonable.
Michigan at home. This was their biggest loss last year. I think
no chance in hell.
One of their
doesn't matter who the quarterback is, doesn't matter who the running back is, doesn't matter who the coach is. There's no way they win that game.
And then they play I think it's just a neutral site game. It's a Michigan State home game at Ford Field, which is the most random thing ever. I guess this is their rival. I guess they have a rivalry with Michigan State. I don't understand it.
Don't care.
But yeah, at Michigan State, Ford Field. I don't know. Maybe.
Again, this is.
But I like Aiden Chillis better. I like Nick Marsh better than anything they've got. I like their running back better than anything Maryland's got. Their defense is better.
And Anderson, Jonathan Smith is vanilla pudding, but whatever. Yeah. So I see 2.5, 3.5 best case scenario.
Here's the line, folks. 4.5.
Oh, I missed
from that schedule.
Oh my goodness.
The line's 4.5. The under is favored at -120. I took the under. I went back and forth. I thought maybe they could win at Rutgers. Maybe they could beat Michigan State. They're going to beat
Rutgers or Washington. Those are the only two I can even consider.
Michigan State would be one, maybe. At the end of the season, maybe neither team has anything to play for, right? But
Sure. Yeah. If you have a 2-9 versus a 3-8, yeah.
Here's this is something that's crazy. IU is their second hardest Big Ten game
Oh my goodness.
on their schedule.
Oh,
you could go
my
IU or at
goodness.
Wisconsin. IU or at Wisconsin, you could toss
because
those
of the
up.
road. Yeah, because of the road, I'd say Wisconsin might be just a slightly tougher matchup. But because Camp Randall is just a bear.
And then you've got at Illinois. That's it.
I
So
missed
our
that.
tough
No
one-
Ohio State, no Penn State, no
Oregon,
USC,
no
no
USC.
Oregon.
Yeah, no Ohio. Did you say Ohio State?
I said Ohio State. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, shoot,
And
no
they've got
Minnesota, no Purdue's,
4.5. 4.5
no Iowa. I mean, oh my goodness.
with that schedule. IU would run that schedule. Maybe Michigan would trip them.
Yeah, I'd say Michigan would be your 50-50 game. You would go
Illinois
you're
would be
over
tough.
under.
That's it.
Your over under would be 9.5.
Yeah.
I mean, just a quick glance. I can't.
I mean, we
They'd probably give you
right now?
Yeah, they'd probably give you a tough one at Nebraska. They'd give you a tough one at Michigan. They give you a tough one at Illinois.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of Nebraska and IU, they had Dylan Ravioli on the Big Ten Instagram thing, and they've been doing a really good job. Social media, Big Ten has, on the Instagram, and they were showing stadiums. They erased all the end zones, any markings on the outside. It was him and two other guys. They had to guess what the stadium was, and they got to Memorial Stadium, IU Memorial Stadium, and he answered. Somebody was like, Ohio State. And then, like, it's weird. I was like, maybe, but
there's a horseshoe.
Raiola goes, that's IU. Man, when he said that place, when we went there, that place was rocking. That place was a tough place to play. He goes, that was one of the louder stadiums we played in all season. And I was like, whoa. That was a game I didn't get to go to. That was the one I was in Vegas. But I go into the Washington game the very next week. I could see what he was talking about. But that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
Anyways, did you find out how Locksley kept his job?
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to go through the recruiting classes, their rankings since 2022. 31st.
Okay. All right. Yep.
31st, 36th, 38th. This year, 25th, including the 5th best quarterback in the country.
Yep.
This is going to blow your mind. 26. So next year, they're ranked in the 60s right now. They don't have very much. But they have the number 3 overall player in the country committed. 5-star defensive end out of Maryland, committed to play football at Maryland. The number 3 I'm talking, you name the school, Auburn, Alabama, everywhere. Everybody wanted him. We wanted him. Florida State wanted him. Everybody wanted him. He decided to stay home in Maryland.
Can I be a dick for a second?
Go ahead.
Do you remember a guy, tight end, Dupre?
Yes.
I think he was a local Maryland guy. Where'd he end up? Alabama?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you remember the name Chop Robinson?
I do. Penn State.
I believe that's where he ended up going.
He was at Maryland. He was at Maryland for a year, right?
Wasn't he?
Transferred out.
So when we talk about 26th ranked, when we talk about 34th ranked, if I remember correctly, those cats didn't stay on those teams.
This class that just came in, I had to scroll a couple times to get past the 4 stars.
Looking at the 2 deep, there's a lot of true freshmen on the 2 deep.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't know, man.
It's weird, man. I don't know. Is that it for your Locksley stuff? All right. Well, let's take a break. This is a little bit different timed break since he's already emptied his sack all over you guys. Then we'll talk offense and defense real quick, and then we're pretty much done. So yeah, we'll be right back.
Sorry, guys.
This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. Okay, we're back. Now that you guys have cleaned up, on to this is so bad with the circle jerk references and the other things. We apologize if your children are listening. Hopefully not. Hopefully you guys have figured it out.
You've learned by now.
255 episodes in, and we wonder why we can't get a credential to get into the
This is why people have AirPods.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of pods, this is how I started off their offense. Another pod.
God.
And another team with a lot of question marks, right? UCLA transfer Justin Martin has come in as their, I guess what you would say, probable starting quarterback. From what I've read. Yeah, I was going to say, from what I've read is 5-star or 4-star, number 5 overall quarterback Malik Washington, true freshman. Is
you got to throw him out there. You got to throw him out there at this point. There's no way
they bring Martin in first.
If I'm Mike Locksley, you put every bit of faith in this cat. You throw him out there and you say, "You're my lifeline, buddy. Save my life. Let's go."
So whoever they put back there, right? At least Justin Martin has shown that he can go to Penn State, throw the rock around a little bit in the start, right? 22 of 30, 73% throwing the ball, 1 touchdown, no picks. Didn't throw for a ton of yardage, but no picks and a touchdown in a non-competitive game at Penn State. But at Penn State, first ever start, pretty good numbers.
Has some good legs. Didn't use them very much last year, but you can tell he's an athletic guy.
So I think they go with him for a few quarters in each of the first 3 games. FAU, Northern Illinois, Towson, and you kind of ease Washington in. If they lose that Northern Illinois game with Martin, I don't know if you see him the rest of the season. But I think the at Wisconsin game is where you see, if it doesn't already happen, is where you probably see that quarterback change happen, because I'm with you. I don't see that game being very competitive. The problem is this is what's around them. Hemby gone with us. By the way, absolute stud on NCAA 26. Absolute stud of a running back. I cannot wait to watch him. He's with us, which leaves them with their second string running back from last year, who ran for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, as their leading running back, as well as their number 4 receiver, because their top 3 receivers last year are gone.
Who were good players.
Good. Yes. They're gone. This guy had 30 receptions last year, Octavian Smith. He comes in. A couple guys from Oklahoma, Tennessee come in as well. You've got some good freshmen.
Yep.
But when we're looking at it on paper right now, and the line sucks, just the line's not good. They've got some guy from Central Connecticut State, I think.
He'll be okay, actually. I think he might be okay. I was going to say he might be their best one.
I think he's a left tackle. Maybe he's pretty good. But on paper, it's not good. It's not good. You're starting a lot of true freshmen, or a lot of people that have not played high-end football other than practice or scrub time. What do they do? Is this a lost cause? Do you think they can piece it together and make some moves? You look at teams that are going to be good. Illinois, you know what you're going to get on offense. IU, you know what you're going to get on offense.
Yep.
I would say Michigan, you don't really know. Penn State,
traditionally you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Penn State, you know.
Yep.
Ohio State, you know.
Yep.
Right? You know that those are proven. Even in Wisconsin, right?
Yep.
They're going to throw the football, but you know you've got Billy Edwards up there. You've got they got some other guy up there too that I think they're going to go probably compete over whoever's going to start. But
right, I forget. But yes,
I can't remember who it is. But they've got experienced players, right? And it's hard to tell what the plan is in Maryland.
So I'm going back 5 years. I can name a bunch of really decent Maryland running backs. They had Littleton, who was pretty good.
Who was big. Littleton was big. Yep.
The Hemby. And the guy I liked last year as a guy who supplemented Hemby quite a bit was Nolan Ray.
You did like him. Okay.
I did. He's got a good size, 5'10", 215-ish. He's from Detroit, so very surprised he got out of Michigan. Between Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Indiana, Purdue, they go pretty hard after running backs from Michigan. And kind of surprised that he's made it out. I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's necessarily ready to be 1,000-yard running back or anything, but I do expect him to make significant strides, probably closer to the 800 yards, which is a pretty dang decent, third-year running back. They have some, and so anyways, they've had positions where they've had multiple running backs. McFarland, that was the other guy I was trying to think of.
McFarland, yeah.
And so they've had guys, and they complimented them all. Hemby and Ray. There was a guy with Hemby before 2 years ago. They rotated a lot. It might have been Littleton. But they've had a lot of decent running backs and some depth. So I like some of their depth pieces. I just don't think they have a bell cow. I don't think they have a guy who's going to go out there and get 1,200 yards. I don't think they have a guy who's going to have 12 touchdowns. And you look behind Nolan Ray, who's only redshirt sophomore. It's Williams, who's a redshirt freshman. It's McLaurin, who's a sophomore. It's really nice prospects, Iverson, Howard, and Bud Coombs, who are 4 and 5 on the depth chart, probably, as true freshmen, who could potentially develop into really nice running backs, could be nice complementary pieces when used appropriately. But who on here is the number one? Who on here does the defensive coordinator say, I got to stop that dude? That's the dude I got to scheme around. That's the guy I got to shade a safety over. I got to bring the Husky or whatever we call that rover back now. I got to bring Jack over here, and I got to make sure that we're getting a guy off the line of scrimmage. I got to dedicate an extra body to the box to stop the run. I got to figure out a way to maintain an edge so that we're running inside and nobody's able to bounce it outside. There is nobody on this roster, save maybe Dorian Fleming, as a tight end who has some athleticism, who really, again, I don't know how they're going to use him. And he's a Georgia State transfer. I don't know if he applies. He had some really nice plays at Georgia State. I don't know if that translates. So who are you stopping? So you should be able to go out there, roll your base packages out there and scheme up pretty well to stop them. I think Octavian Smith is going to have some abilities to make some big plays, but I don't think he's a guy you're going to need to double. I think a traditional corner with a safety over the top will be plenty. Nobody jumps off the screen at you and says, holy hell, that's the guy. We got to figure out a way to stop that guy.
I was thinking about our defense and thinking about where the weak spot is, right? Safeties, studs, corners, maybe
dogs.
the two best corners in the conference together as a team. I don't know. I haven't gone through everybody's corners. Linebackers, absolute studs. Don't even get me started on the way Hardy has looked so far. He's just raving reviews from camp, and the way he's working out. The defensive line, maybe some weakness there, but so much depth and experience on the inside. And now you've got two studs with two good backups on the edge. One's an All-American. There's no weak spots in this defense. And when you have something, now granted, this is going to come back and bite me probably. When you have something like this part of an offense that doesn't have anything you're scared of, should be able to just handle it, right? It shouldn't be that big of a deal. They're going to really have to hold on to the football and just grind the defense down, I think, is what they're going to have to do.
And hey, I want to give some stat context to Dorian Fleming. I don't want you to think I just pulled that name out of my ass.
I heard it.
He 40 as a redshirt freshman at Georgia State, 49 receptions, 558 yards, average of 11.5, 6 touchdowns. He's a little bit undersized, and it's why he went to Georgia State and out of Virginia, wasn't kind of more of an ACC guy. He's 6'3", 234. So you normally it's about 6'4", 240 plus. So he's just a little bit undersized at tight end. But he got separation. What is that in the Sun Belt, or maybe it's Conference USA now? But he was a guy who was able to get separation against, again, conference-like linebackers, and was able to outsize similar conference-sized corners. So that's just a guy you need to be aware of a little bit in a unique way that maybe some of the other tight ends in the league are more traditional.
He was from Georgia Southern or Georgia
State.
Georgia State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of Virginia originally.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to have, how do I say this? They're going to have potential talent.
Weapons will reveal themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
But,
and unfortunately, we're not playing them until game 9. I think this is a team, if you could get them really early in the season, that you've
before
got
they have
a
any
really
identity,
good shot of just obliterating them. And as they move on, if Locksley is any sort of coach, now granted, from what I understand, one of the other reasons he's still there is that he got rid of all of his big paid major assistant coaches. I think one of the articles I read was, quote unquote, similar to the Tom Allen moves in 2023 is what they wrote. And how did that turn out for him? Not great, Bob. So
he followed him out the next year.
Yes. So I don't know. It's so we just dumped all over them, but there's so much to just have to wait and see. At least on these other teams, UCLA, Iowa, you could tell like this is what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Right. This is their goal. This is their end product destination that they're hoping to achieve.
Yeah. I don't know with this.
But the one really nice thing is when you look at the true freshman on the depth chart and the potential that Malik Washington is going to start, maybe not week 1, play 1, but relatively early, certainly by game 8, 9 in the season. He's 6'4", 215.
Yeah.
And he's got hips.
Scoot. Yep.
So if you're going to put your faith in somebody and you're going to identify an X factor who you don't anticipate taking it from a 2-win season to a 5 or 6 win season, I mean, quarterback would be the premium place to have that kind of guy, especially from a dual threat who can impact the game on the ground through the air. And now all of a sudden, if the defense can hold teams to 24 points per game, you're in a lot more games than we would predict. And that's a scary thing about prognosticating this far in advance and having all these transfers and having all these pieces that have to come together. And we're spitballing here. We give that same excuse every single week when these obviously will end up turning out to be terribly wrong, 2-3 months from now. But
it's July. Yeah.
But Malik Washington looks like a guy who has talent, who can eventually be a player.
Yeah.
Like you said, you'd love to get them earlier in the season rather than late. Unless Locksley loses the locker room again. I mean, so it could go both ways. So I don't know if they're a 2-5 team coming in, you can wax the floor with them. But if all of a sudden they're 4-3 and a little bit plucky, it might be a tougher dispatch.
We've spent too much
way
time
more time. Yeah.
Yes.
How?
This is going to go by quick, I think, unless you know
brief.
some of these players on their defense. The defense is bad last year. Really bad. Right?
Unrecognizable.
They got worse as the season went on. And
they had some names on last year's team that you recognized.
That are gone.
But I was going to say, and they've all
they're leaning on a lot of young, granted talented, like we've talked about, a lot of young players on the line. One of the worst places you want to have young players playing in the Big Ten. The linebackers are decent. Behind it, they're okay.
They don't put a lot of some signs. Sure.
Yes, they don't put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Nope.
From that position or from the line. The secondary is not great. They've got returning players, but as we said, they weren't good last year. So what makes you think they're going to be any better this year, right? Maybe slightly, marginally better. It's not good. Like their defense is probably going to be towards the bottom third of the Big Ten again. And it's not anything that's going to scare them. So we just spent so much time talking about the offense. They're going to have to make that work, I think, to carry this to even anywhere close to 4 wins, 5 wins. And 5 might keep Locksley around. I don't know.
Right. Especially if they have the top, what you said, number 3 recruiting.
Number 3 in
recruit.
the country.
Yeah.
Recruit. 5 stars, like 99 rated player. Like he is.
And he's clearly going to come in and start
perfect.
day one. There's nobody on this roster holding him from starting at any position he would want to, except for maybe cornerback.
Correct. Yeah. The defense isn't great.
How do you want me to talk about this? Where do we start? Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, if you want to talk about it, you can, or we can move on.
No, here, none of the starters are people I want to talk about. And you would expect by game 8 or 9 that the true freshmen should be fairly well established at that point. They have guys, a giant guy, nose tackle, Bryce Jenkins. They have an outside linebacker, Zahir Mathis. They have another linebacker, Carlton Smith, Sidney Stewart, and Messiah Delhomme. Jake Delhomme. What's his name? Delhomme. Messiah Delhomme.
Son?
No, I don't think they're related, but I just was trying to pronounce that name. I kept wanting to say it wrong. But they have freshmen who are highly regarded, who should by that time be forced into action because of either ineffectiveness or because you got to play these guys in order to keep them. Because if you're coming in at as a 4-star freshman and you're not able to break this roster, this starting, or at least a rotational player, you're immediately looking to go somewhere else and get playing time. These are not guys who are going to stick around multiple years waiting for a spot on this Maryland vaunted defense. These are guys who are going to want to force their way in. So that's where I'm at. I think the freshmen are the guys you got to get excited about if you're a Maryland fan. I don't think there's a lot of the veterans on here that you can hang your hat on and be like, oh, this is the guy who's going to have 100 tackles. This is the guy who's going to have 10 sacks. Same thing with us on the offense. I don't see the bell cow. But I think they have a lot of really nice pieces who, if they develop properly, could by the time we play be really nice impact players. Not enough, I would assume, to beat the Hoosiers, but certainly enough to give them a competitive game.
So I just happened to look this up real quick because I was going to ask one question. By the way, overall, I said this would be Mike Locksley's last year at Maryland. That's all I wrote. And then the only thing I could really find of a preview from a Maryland perspective is from their SI site, Off Tackle Empire. They just wrote about IU and Wisconsin. They just put IU and Wisconsin and IU automatic losses. Like they've already done that. Like that's done. They do think that there are some throw 50-50 games, but they said that the ceiling is basically 5 games. So from what I've read, if they were to fire Mike Locksley, it is a $12 million buyout. What is the number? I'm gonna gun to head.
Under Armour can eat that in a minute.
Okay. What is the number
you would hope
he has to hit? And will they let him play it out if it's embarrassing before this game, before the IU game?
I think it's 100% contingent on this number 3 prospect. I think if they go 4-8 and he decommits, he's gone. At that point, you can't. I mean, I'm wrong.
I think
because I was wrong last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm I got to put myself in an 18-year-old's position. I'm the number 3 recruit in the country. I'm the top DN prospect. My goal is to play 3 years of college and fast track my way to a top 5 NFL draft pick. The team that I'm about to go to is 3-5. The coach, is what, in year 8 or will be
year 7.
Year 7. I'm the only guy coming in to be a difference maker. Unless those freshmen, the Malik Washington, all those guys we talked about end up being hits, what is the selling point? I'm going to Penn State. I'm going to Auburn. I'm going to, well, no, maybe not Auburn.
What if it's 4-8 and looks like first year of Colorado, first year of Deion Colorado? Didn't they go 4-8?
Yeah.
Or 5-7?
I think it was 4-8. Didn't they start out 4-0 and ended up 4-8 or something like that?
Yeah, they were not good. But they were fun, right? So do you? they're not going to get the exposure.
I don't
They're
see
not gonna
Maryland
get that
being fun.
exposure.
They're not getting
gonna
the
get
Dion treatment. Mike Locksley is nowhere in that ballpark from a media figure.
I just meant like if they're putting up points.
But who?
That freshman. That's what I'm saying. If the freshmen come in, Washington, the receivers turn out to be studs. Ray's okay. If they can go put up points and be an exciting team to watch for neutral.
I just think that's a lot of ifs. I think the more likely scenario is even if they end up at, say, their 4.5 is their win loss, say they end up 5-7. They have a sophomore, true
5 and 7
quarterback. They keep him, and they might keep the commit. But if I'm top 3, I'm not going to 5. I'm going to a contender.
Yeah, I'm not going to 5 and 7.
No,
even if I'm sure Under Armour's throwing a bag. Just throwing a bag.
If they go 7 and 5, I wouldn't go to Maryland.
I would never go to Maryland anyway.
It's like the whole Texas A&M thing too. It's like, really? Yeah. You're just because they're willing to pay, like, okay, cool, enjoy 8 and 4, or maybe 4 and 8, but you're not
Jimbo Fisher. All right, that's enough. This is so much. That's so much Locksley talk. Unbelievable.
Aren't you glad you're not Maryland? Remember that. When you go to bed tonight, aren't you glad you're not Maryland?
100%.
Okay.
Yes. All right. That's enough. I know it was kind of a different style platform, but we had a lot of Locksley talk, and it got a little out of hand. So make sure you guys go follow us at Hoosier Hat, or I do it every time, at Happy Hour IUFB on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Just whatever. Hit us up. Leave us a review. Do whatever you guys need to do. Keep blowing us up on message boards. Appreciate that, guys. Whoever did that. Yeah, that's it. We'll talk to you guys next week whenever we play whoever we play. I have to look it up. And I've been so busy at work, dude. It's crazy. All right. Until then, cheers.
Cheers.
Don't say circle jerk again.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.